Good afternoon. Well, what an exciting cup tie weekend it's been, and we reflect it fully with our three matches today. We've been to Hereford, where they had real FA Cup fever, parachutists dropping in as a part of the entertainment. And the Bull of the Year, they call him Liverpool. He's there as well, just looking to spoil the party, though, Steve Williams and his new Arsenal teammates. The former Arsenal man, Lee Chapman's been back in London. Fulham knew that he was one of the men that they had to stop at Craven Cottage. And what about Kenny Dalglish, out to celebrate his New Year MBE at the expense of Aston Villa at Anfield? First, though, it's off to 4th Division Hereford against Arsenal, and our commentator there, Peter Brackley.
Hereford haven't lost in 12 matches now, and manager John Newman fields his expected side, Ian Dalziel, as a ball winner, preferred in midfield to Paul Maddy. Stuart Phillips, Hereford's leading scorer, he's had a problem with an ankle injury this week, but he's over that now and plays up front alongside Ollie Cairns. They've got 33 goals between them so far this season, 18 of them in the last 11 matches. Well, Don Howe was far from happy with the way that Arsenal lost to Spurs in the week, but his only change is to drop Ian Allinson to accommodate Steve Williams in midfield. The Arsenal manager then standing by Charlie Nicholas, despite having taken him off on Tuesday, and with Kenny Sansom still injured, he perseveres with 3 central defenders in the back 4. Today, though, I gather Tommy Caton will play at left back. And today's referee is Dennis Hedges from Oxford. So great excitement then here as Hereford kick off, attacking from left to right in the first half. And many of the 17,000 crammed in here today. Remember, of course, 1972. As Woodcock breaking there down the Arsenal left. And safely back to goalkeeper Kevin Rose. It's 72 when Hereford, as a non-league side, knocked out Newcastle. One of the great upsets of all time. I wonder, will there be another one here today? Phillips finding Harvey. New players arriving in the middle. Anderson missed it. And it's gone. No! Almost went in. Of Dalziel. Out of play for a goal kick in the end, but Dalziel so nearly then. Phillips was involved. The ball flashed across the area. Anderson failed to clear. Phillips sending Harvey away. The cross not dealt with there. Or there by Anderson. Dalziel's shot, and it comes off the post and wide. But here's Williams now, breaking for Arsenal. Charlie Nicholas was sprinting through the middle. Williams has now gone the other way, but here's Nicholas. Now for Anderson. Rather crowded out of that one, but fouled by Mick Carter. Talbot then with the free kick. Mariner and Caton both at the far post. Falls for Robson, a deflection. Wide for the goal kick. Could so nearly have diverted the ball in that deflection there. The shot from Robson was really travelling. Rose committed one way. The ball deflected away off an Arsenal player for a goal kick. Target there is Cairns and Phillips. Here's Cairns. Now for Carter. Emery lost control. And a chance for a break here from Arsenal. The interception was from Price. It's Caton battling with Phillips. Dalziel, well read though by Tony Adams. What a promising young player he is. Robson, another one of course. Woodcock shot! What a marvellous goal by Tony Woodcock, right out of the blue too. A swift build-up, and Tony Woodcock has given Arsenal the lead with an explosive shot. 22 minutes gone. Tony Woodcock's 12th goal of the season. He's been leading scorer for Arsenal for the last 2 now. And the England international puts Arsenal ahead in determined fashion. Robson was involved there. A neat touch off by Nicholas. And just look at the distance that Woodcock beat Rose from. So Hereford have to come from behind as Phillips with the header. You can rest assured they'll come back with a vengeance. Not many sides get the better of them here at Edgar Street. Indeed, well, they've conceded only 5 goals at home in the league this season. Pejic. Ken Zem was leaning on Tommy Caton. That goal will certainly settle Arsenal down. They expected an assault from Hereford, which they've had really in the first 20 minutes or so of this game. They've weathered the storm and they've now taken the lead. Bray given away to Talbot. Dalziel was snapping in quickly. Certainly been a very competitive first half, as you'd expect. Mariner has won a lot of balls in the air. Half an hour gone. Arsenal leading by 1-0. And Hereford with the encouragement of that near miss early on from Dalziel. O'Leary with the kick. Up towards Mariner. It's a good jump again. Harvey only half away. Here's Nicholas. Operating just behind those front two of Mariner and Woodcock. Intelligent play then by Nicholas. There's Mariner. Is this two? Woodcock going in. And somehow they failed to convert the opportunity. Mariner and Woodcock with half chances. And Hereford rather lucky to survive then. What a marvellous piece of play here by Nicholas. And when the cross came in, it eventually falls here for Mariner. That's blocked, brave goalkeeping there, and Woodcock couldn't turn it in either. Phillips. Here's Cants. Caton hooking it away. Price, he makes a lot of surging runs, and here's another one here. Can he finish it off? He has! And Chris Price has equalised for Hereford. 34 minutes. So often this season, Chris Price has made those probing runs, and it's paid off once again. Really is a powerful break here by the fullback. Nice combination there with Cairns. The goalkeeper just committed enough for him to squeeze the ball into the far corner. So what a cup tie on now. Lukic can't reach it, and it's 1-1. And just listen now to the noise of this Hereford crowd. And Cairns did well then to resist the challenge of Robson. Carter. Bray has gone outside him. The ball played too early. I think it came off Anderson. Dalziel. This is Bray. Now for Carter. Well saved it by Lukic. Carter, still Carter, marvellous effort then by Mike Carter. Wriggled his way past two defenders. Again, it was a fine touch off there by Cairns. And Carter going on and then driving the ball just past the far post. Price. Harvey. Again showing such positive skill. And how about this for a run? Now can he finish it? Well, the final shot went rather askew, but what an exciting run then by Jimmy Harvey. Taking on defenders almost at will there. Perhaps would have preferred it on his right foot. And the drive was well wide. Time here for Hicks. And Anderson showing plenty of tenacity. Harvey. Phillips with the header on for Cairns. It was certainly an opportunity. Phillips did so well then to climb and knock the ball down. But the finishing from Cairns wasn't true. That long clearance upfield. Look there for the header from Phillips, who timed his jump superbly. Cairns was away and couldn't keep the shot down. Mariner. And that fell rather unkindly then for Nicholas and Woodcock. Otherwise Hereford could have been in all sorts of trouble. Phillips, header on for Cairns. So often he's looked like sending it through. There's Cairns. Brave goalkeeping by Lukic. Again set up by the aerial threat of Phillips. Another half chance for Cairns. Cairns has got 7 goals in the last 8 games, but so far hasn't managed one yet today. But he's come very close. Emery this time with the corner, and Lukic saving well. And he certainly saved Arsenal with that save from Cairns. The header on from Phillips. Cairns there with Harvey, little chip through. Caton fails to clear. And what a save then by Lukic. Less than 15 minutes now remaining. Phillips. Splendidly spreading the play. Harvey. Price has gone sprinting through the middle. Just didn't bounce kindly for him. Price wasn't far away then. And Arsenal are living rather dangerously. Another sprint through the middle then by Price. Well spotted by Harvey, and the ball just bobbled away from him. Variation this time. Pejic was in. Adams got it away. Dalziel to Harvey. Hicks. Carter! Brilliant save by Lukic. Oh, Carter was so unlucky then. But what a magnificent piece of goalkeeping by John Lukic. This is his chance to show what a good goalkeeper he can be, says Don Howe. And he's certainly proving it this afternoon with saves like this from Carter. He really had to stretch. We'll find out about Lukic now in this spell in the side, says the Arsenal manager. The answer's been pretty positive this afternoon. He's made some splendid saves. He's needed to, too. The final whistle blows. Well, Arsenal knew it wouldn't be easy against this brave, determined and resourceful Hereford side. And And so it's proved. Hereford can be so proud of their performance this afternoon. There, the appreciative applause from the crowd. Tony Woodcock giving Aston the lead. But Hereford coming back, the equaliser from Chris Price. It's 1-1, and it's back to Highbury for the replay on Tuesday night.
Well, such an important save then by John Lukic right at the end there. And the Hereford manager, John Newman, reckons his men a shade unlucky.
We feel on chances, we should have won. I mean, Woodcock scored a great goal, hasn't he, you know, to get the game started. We've had to pick it up from there. But, you know, once we started to pass the ball and make things happen, I always felt we were in the game. And a very good goal from Chris Price, the equaliser. And then the battle was on. And it went right to the very end. I mean, Mick Carter almost picked a header out of the net there. The keeper's done a smashing save there.
And it was a marvellous save by John Lukic.
Right, right.
What a near miss from Carter.
It was, you know, a good ball in, just a nick on at the near post, and Mick's gone in. The ball just wouldn't come down for him, you know, to knock it past, and the fella's reacted well, and it's a good save. It's a pity he got in the way, wouldn't it?
Well, John takes his team for the replay at Highbury on Tuesday. Coming next, some amazing goal-mouth thrills as Fulham face Sheffield Wednesday. More goals as Liverpool take on Aston Villa. That's after the break. And welcome back. And now it's second division Fulham against Sheffield Wednesday, who've shot to fifth in the first division, and indeed many experts have tipped them as the cup team. Well, what a fine cup tie it turns out to be at Craven Cottage as we check on the two teams.
Fulham have a change forced on them. Robert Wilson was injured in that remarkable 4-4 draw at Portsmouth. Gary Barnett, who's on loan from Oxford, comes into the side, and John Marshall is the Fulham sub. Sheffield Wednesday are relieved that their top striker Imre Varadi passed a test this morning. Mike Lyons is fit after a training injury, but defender Peter Shirtliff is missing, and Gavin Oliver takes his place. The referee is Mike Dimbleby of Stevenage, and on a bitterly cold day down by the river, we pick up the action in the first half. Fulham are in white. Knox long clearance, Gavin Oliver's header for Wednesday. Here's Andy Blair. This is Paul Parker, a full-back of such promise. Senior putting it through now, and a great save there by Hodge from Houghton, and that was a real chance for Fulham, splitting that Wednesday defence. Touched on by Rossignol, Houghton getting it on the volley, and Hodge dealing with it well for Wednesday. So a corner for Fulham, which Locke will take. Nicely flicked back there. Hodge under a lot of pressure, and that was so nearly forced home by Fulham, and they really had Wednesday in a spot of bother. Well, the crowd are warming to this now. It was quite a scramble just a moment ago in that Wednesday goal, and Fulham coming so close there. Scott involved as well, very nearly forcing it home. Coney. They're getting in before Scott. Hopkins. Oh, and it might fall for Houghton or Rossignol. Feeding Houghton. Coney waiting in the middle. And a goal! Houghton's goal! And Fulham in the lead. I'm pretty certain it must have taken a deflection. It was curled beautifully by the former West Ham lad. Houghton, maybe it didn't take a deflection, but it just went in off the post to the chagrin of Sheffield Wednesday, and particularly their keeper Martin Hodge. So a quarter of an hour in, and Fulham get the break they badly wanted. They might be the underdogs, but they believe things could happen here, and why not when you think they were 4 down at Portsmouth in midweek, only to come back to 4-4. Well, here they are leading Sheffield Wednesday by 1-0 in the third round of the FA Cup. It's a deep cross towards Lee Chapman on the far side, and just over that Fulham crossbar. He had the beating of Cliff Carr in the air. were all just looping over that Fulham crossbar. It's going all the way through for Marwood. Good work by Stannard. And the first real scare of the match for Fulham, with 29 minutes gone. And there might be one here by Sterland. And they've equalised! 1-1. Well, it was a brilliant save in the first place by Jim Stannard when Marwood came through, but the reprieve was certainly short-lived, with the ball going away on the far side again. In came Sterland over the head of the advancing keeper, and Wednesday level. Well, we were saying how pleased they were to get him back after injury, and never more pleased than this moment. Mel Sterland. Scott, over the top, goal kick. So Hodge with the goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday. There, trying to get Sterling away again. Up onto the roof of the stand. Wednesday's throw. Sterling with it. Didn't look a fair throw to me, that one, to be honest. Marwood. Crossed in again. And another save. And Chapman. And Wednesday into the lead. So 2 goals in the space of a couple of minutes. Puts Wednesday on their way. Was a save with the foot from Mick Lyons by Jim Stannard, but there was nothing he could do about the one from Lee Chapman. Billington, and now Worthington getting it back. Of course, preceding that, you wonder whether that was a fair throw by, well, by Mel Sterland. Marwood again. Now Worthington, little cross in, and Chapman against the post, and in the end it's Shelton. No, the referee has disallowed it, and it'll be a free kick to Fulham. Crossed in there by Worthington. Whether there was an offside. Referee saying no goal. Scott. Well, there's another example of how difficult it is now. Rossini up. Houghton on his way. Can he get it onto the left foot? And he plays it with the right foot this time, and it's Barnett getting it back in again with a good cross. Rossini up really well, and Lyons away. Carr dispossessed by Verratti. Free kick, certainly. Foul by Sterland. And the referee wanting a word with Mel Sterland. And as Locke takes the free kick. Barnett doing some good work. And a lovely cross there towards Rossini, but taken away again. Hopkins. Houghton! No! Yes! The referee's running back to the middle. He looked hard and long at his linesman, and Wednesday are a little disgruntled. They felt that was offside, and the referee was quite a while before he gave it. As Hopkins plays it in, maybe the player on the ground is the one that plays him onside. It was touch and go. They're pointing, you can see the goalkeeper pointing, but the referee wanted none of it. The goal stands and Fulham are level. Just was a question of whether Laurie Madden, who'd fallen, was in fact inadvertently playing everybody onside. also been a little worried about the challenge of Rosinia on Laurie Madden, but after it all was considered, the referee and linesman said it was a goal. Good cross coming in there towards Lee Chapman once more. And it's given. No, it's not. The flag is up. It'll be disallowed again. So Verratti disappointed. And the second time that Wednesday have had a goal disallowed. Chapman nodding it down firmly. And whether Verratti was offside is perhaps the question. Chapman just nodding it on, just brushing it on really for Verratti, just beating Locke in the air. Very defensive work there by Cliff Palmer. Another throw to Wednesday. Or is it a corner? No, it's a corner. A corner which Blair will take. Stannard only half getting that away. Marwood crossing it once more. Lee Chapman's poised in there. Oh my word! The keeper performed miracles there. He seemed to be totally off balance, but somehow, from Lee Chapman's header, just flung it up there, and it just hit the post, the crossbar, and rolled over. Another corner then to Wednesday. And it'll be another one, that time off Kevin Locke. So some fine keeping there under enormous pressure by young Jim Stannard. Remarkable little sequence there down by the near post, but the ball in the end comes out to Houghton, and he's just happy to belt that one away into the Wednesday half. So it was off Parker's thigh on the line, it would seem. As we look again, well, that could have all been very embarrassing indeed for Fulham. Paul Parker's thigh to the rescue there. Oh, a delightful little touch there by Marwood. And Shelton now getting Sterling on his way. Wednesday looking to put in a strong finish here. And a lovely diving header by Shelton just over the Fulham crossbar. Sterling whacking that ball in, and Shelton really flying at it. Still 2-2, coming to the last 5 minutes. I wouldn't rule out anything at the moment on this surface with the sides so perfectly matched, but it's Wednesday who are making the running in these last minutes as Marwood takes it up from Shelton's pass. And Verratti in there once more, but it'll come off Locke for another Wednesday corner. So Wednesday's corner, floating in once more. And it's in there! And it's Lee Chapman who has given Wednesday the lead with about 4 minutes left. Blair's corner, and there are the heads going up, and Chapman, always so very dangerous, putting Fulham behind again. 3-2. Chapman's second of the game. Into the stand is where it's safe. That must be Wednesday's attitude now, so close to the end of the cup time. Mike Lyons goading them on from the centre of the defence to concentrate for these last few minutes and bring victory from what's always been a difficult cup tie, but here's Carr now for Fulham. Can they save it yet? The pass inside will be a disappointment to Carr and to all the Fulham fans. It didn't reach Barnett, and it might so easily have done, but now it's Houghton. Curling it in once more! My goodness, Rosinha on the end of it, and just wide of the Wednesday goal. Flying in there, but a yard the wrong side of the post from Fulham's point of view. Well, it didn't go out of play. Parker was hoping that it would. It's with Marwood. Oh! Against the far post, and it very nearly came out most invitingly for Lee Chapman to tap it in. Good break by Varady. Played in again. And right across that goal and against the post, and Lee Chapman was coming in hoping for the tackle. We're into time added on, with Wednesday leading by 3 goals to 2. Marwood in possession for them. And now with Gary Shelton. The throw to Fulham. Whistle's gone, and it's Wednesday who go through to the 4th round with the 2 goals by Lee Chapman being so decisive. That's after Houghton had put Fulham into the lead, Sterland equalised, then Lee Chapman put Wednesday ahead. Houghton got Fulham back to 2-2, and then right at the end, that Lee Chapman header decided the tie. Final score then here at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 2, Sheffield Wednesday 3.
What a splendid game, a great cup-fighting performance by Sheffield Wednesday. Then they now go into tomorrow's draw as a 10-to-1 chance. What about Liverpool, though? It's 11 years since they won the FA Cup, and only last week, manager Joe Fagan was saying that they weren't playing well enough this year to win anything. Well, one question, I suppose, at Anfield yesterday was, could the Liverpool players make their manager change his mind by their performance against Aston Villa? It's kick-off time with Martin Tyler.
A few flurries of snow in the hour leading up to kick-off, but despite that, Liverpool's under soil heating, ensuring an immaculate surface here at Anfield. And here's John Walk with an early chance. Spinks lost it, Dalglish. In the opening seconds couldn't convert, back by Kennedy. And finally, Spink has to dive again to retrieve the ball from Colin Gibson. And if that is a foretaste of matters to come, we're in for a marvellous cup tie. Birch, who gives Villa the width on the right-hand side. Gibson. And Birch wasn't there. And really it was With's mistake. Played the ball without looking. Gary Williams is no stranger to the centre of the defence, although he's made his name as a fullback. Oh, and a dreadful mistake has put Dalglish in from Gibson, and Rush with the easiest goal he will ever score. And Colin Gibson holds his head. You can't take liberties like that with Dalglish and Rush around. Gibson's back pass was mishit and was anticipated by Kenny Dalglish. Dalglish taking it round Spink. And Rush with a tap-in. Phil Neal has passed 800 senior games over the Christmas period. Quite phenomenal record. McDonald. And Rush onside. Dalglish in the middle this time. Rush following the direct route, as he was quite entitled to do. Villa felt he was offside. With clever flick. Right out his onside, found by Birch. And Hansen, it was a difficult bounce for him. Wood was lurking behind. And Villa have a corner. Gary Williams joining with in the near post area. And Ormsby met it, and then somehow Walters put it over the top. Ormsby came late from the back, and Liverpool didn't pick him up. And you can see Ormsby making the run. And then Walters, it might have gone in anyway, but Walters put it over the top. Rush, and Walk played through by a delicate touch from Rush, and off the body of Nigel Spink. Liverpool go 2 in front. The goalkeeper a little unlucky. Nicol first of all, and perhaps Rush didn't even make contact. Walk didn't get the full power behind it, and off a trailing leg up into the top of the net. With now Whelan, 5 forward for Liverpool, and Rush, and that's the goal that should ensure a place in the 4th round of the FA Cup for Liverpool. Lesser players would have lost their composure. But Villa's defence revealing a soft centre again. Rush with the presence of mind to work the ball past Spink and tuck it away.
3-0 to Liverpool. The bookmakers now make them joint favourites with the holders Everton at 6-1. Well, great action today then, and how heartbreaking for Hereford that they should have come so close to being the biggest giant killers of all. And for the Arsenal keeper, John Lukic, some turnabout for him. 4 days ago, remember, John was hammered by manager Don Howe for his performance against Spurs. It was certainly a different story yesterday. Good afternoon.
Phillips, header on for Cairns. So often he's looked like sending it through. There's Cairns. Great goalkeeping by Lukic. Hicks. Carter. Brilliant save by Lukic.